spinning skull.
You don't have a spinning skull in your room?
My last one broke.
Yeah, yeah. I was bored, so I put a levitating skull in the thing.
Okay.
You know, I think everybody should have a levitating skull in their in their thing. You like this? This is the impaler. You shove this into somebody. Yeah, there's stuff like that. There's critical mass. You know, it's just a bunch of junk all over the place. 200,000 volt electrostatic Van de Graaff generator. Yeah, there's everything there from trilobites to Seditius trunfiatus. It was a book that would condemn you if you were a witch on evidence of witchcraft, and it's the original one from the 1600s. This is the original print, first publishing 1681. So that's a little bit too close, but I like to be different. Like I have a payphone in my living room. So, you know, when people walk into the house and they want to use the phone, you can actually walk up, put a quarter on the wall. This is a payphone in the wall. So, you know, I like to have things a little different. Hi there, I'm Rick Medina, and I'm the owner of Arcade Odyssey. I thought, you know, what would be a really cool high-end gift for my partner? And I thought, oh, get him an arcade machine. So I bought him, the first machine I bought was a, God, what was the name of that game? RoboCop. And I gave that to my partner. And he loved it. And I was so like, damn, that was really a cool gift. You know, I want one of those, you know? So I went ahead and I bought, and the first thing that we bought was, the first machine I owned was a Street Fighter II. And then shortly after we bought Mortal Kombat. And then we got Mortal Kombat 2, and that was it. From there on, it went nuts. We started collecting and buying systems left and right. One day I was sitting down and, you know, trying to figure out what to do next. And, you know, my main business had slowed down a little bit. And so I was trying to figure out what to do. So all of a sudden, one of my friends walks in and says, hey, how would you like to do an arcade? He says, you got all these machines everywhere and nobody ever plays them because it's your own private thing, you know. So I said, sure. And we got started. And that's how the arcade, you know, kicked off. But then we wanted to go further. We didn't want to just build it as an arcade. The original design was supposed to be the world's first actual video game museum. We were going to have every video game system ever created in the entire planet. And it was going to have the history and the technology behind it and everything, and you'd be able to play them. Sort of like an interactive video game museum, I guess you would say. Unfortunately, when we were going to get started, you know, we went ahead and we found a really great location. It was a huge warehouse. Unfortunately, zoning came along and said, can't do it. You can't be in a warehouse district and be offering this thing as a business. So we went ahead and we got zoned BU1A, which means heavy commercial. You know, we had to do pure commercial. And when we did that, the price of everything just skyrocketed. And so we ended up with this location, which is 2,500 square feet. We tried to go to malls. You know, we actually had signed contracts with one mall, and it was perfect. And when the mall found out what we were going to do, when they found out, oh, an arcade? Oh, no, that'll bring undesirables here. And I go, what do you mean by undesirable? You mean kids? Yes, we don't want kids here. We want them to walk in, buy something, and get out. Okay, we don't want any kids loitering around here. Are you crazy? We really tried to get into malls. We went all the way down to Miami Beach. But in some places in Miami Beach, to get 1,000 square feet near a theater, it was going to cost us $30,000 a month. So after the paramedics woke me up with smelling salts after hearing that, I turned around and realized that there was a reason why there was no arcades anymore in Miami. No arcades because financially it couldn't be done anymore. I wanted to create something that no one had seen in 30 years. I wanted to create the arcade the way it used to be. I basically craved what we had when we were young. You know, an arcade that you would walk into, you know, your friends would be there. Everyone knew where it was. Everyone knew you at the arcade. Everyone. You would walk in, hey, how you doing? Hey, you know. So I really missed that. I wanted that interaction again, and I wanted to get that feeling back. There was no place in Miami that could do it, and after seeing the way the rents were and how ludicrously expensive everything was, I realized there was a reason why all these places had closed. And I said, you know, part of me wanted to give up right then and there. You know, we ran across a lot of problems with zoning, and we looked for almost 8 months. Both me and my partner looked for 8 months driving up and down all over Dade and Broward County. No? I just want everybody to remember, you know, I mean, like, I love the fact when I first created the arcade, I had all sorts of people walking up to me, hugging me, shaking my hand, saying, oh my God, thank you so much for doing this. And the best one, the one I remember more than anything else, was a 10-year-old child that walked up to me and said, excuse me, sir, I want to shake your hand. And I go, sure, son. And I shake his hand, and he goes, I want to thank you for what you've done for this generation by building this arcade. And I loved it. My wife was there, and I was like, I can't believe it. How old are you? This little kid was like 10 years old. And my wife looks at me and she goes, look at what you did. And he goes, take a good look, stop, because I was running around like a maniac. She goes, stop, walk around and take a look at their faces. Look at what you did. You know, look at what you created here. And it was really cool. You know, I saw everybody was having a great time. Everybody was just, you know, we basically created a video game party. And everybody was having a wonderful time. And it was so packed. It was so packed. But nobody cared. Everybody was just having a great time.